I went really far off trail looking for a spot last night, so I'm not exactly sure how to get back to trail, but I think it's somewhere in this direction. So I'm just gonna walk around, see if I can find it. Nice, that was easy. In the morning when I'm starting with a climb, I want to eat my bar, but it's kind of hard to eat walking uphill. So I'll look at my elevation profile to see when the next little downhill section is coming up. Okay, I checked and it looks like it's in less than half a mile, so I will just wait until then to eat my bar. The sky is making one of my favorite colors. I don't know if it comes through. It's this kind of very light purple. I like the Go Macro bars because they have a different texture than the other bars that I can find. I came up into this very beautiful meadow, and some new mountains have come into view. I can see Mount Jefferson, and then over here, the one on the left is Mount Washington, and then I think the other one's gotta be Three Finger Jack. Oh, and Mount Washington I will be going around today. There's a sort of shadow in the sunrise light. This section is fun. It's just going through little patches of trees and then into little meadows. Oh. Hi, bear. I think you're going to be pretty far off trail by the time I get over there, but I still think it's good for you to know where I am and that I'm approaching. I hope you have a very good day. I think that means I've seen 4 bears on this trip so far. The one outside my tent, the one at the water source on Hat Creek Rim, the one on Devil's Peak, and then this one at Sisters. I finally have a view of North Sister. She's been hidden from the very first time I saw her. Ah, and here's Middle and North Sister together. Everywhere else is in full sunlight, but of course I'm in to the west of the mountains and in their shadow. I'm entering the obsidian area. Wow, that did not take very long. There's some obsidian. There's some. And the sign's just right there. I went back to check. Okay, I just hadn't noticed the obsidian yet. A nice rock with lots of layers that can flake off. Oh, it's not. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Whoa. Oh, it's really everywhere. Quick side trail. This is Obsidian Falls. The falls are down in there, and then I remember my water source is in the approaching creek right up in this little meadow. This whole hillside is just obsidian. It's so shiny and it's so pretty. Oh wow, this one, it's so smooth. It's just piles and piles of obsidian. Everything that's slightly shining is obsidian. All right, it's Middle Sister back in there, and then North Sister, and then this one I think is called Little Brother. Now I can see all the interesting rocks on the North Sister's face. I am just having the best time in Oregon. This is so fun. All right, there's Mount Washington. And then there's Belknap Crater. I think I go right between the two today. This rock has some cool patterns. Looks like marbled paper. Oh, everybody's all lined up. Belknap Crater from the left, Belknap Crater, Washington, Three-Fingered Jack, Jefferson, and now Mount Hood. I'm in the lava, of course, and there's just beautiful mix of the black and red lava rock. I'm climbing up this lava chute. They're hard to see, but I just climbed up all these cute little mini switchbacks. Ooh, there's my water and my breakfast spot down there. I really need to remember this trail mix combination because I think it's one of my new favorites. It has everything: the pistachios, hazelnuts, almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, cranberries, raisins or something, dried apple. So good. like the contrast of these two hills. I think Oregon easily has the best lava trail of all the big three trails that I've been on. Does Appalachian Trail even have any? I don't think so. Anyways, I've gone across the lava fields, over the lava ridges, climbed up the lava gullies, walked on the side of the lava flows. Basically any way that you can move through the lava, this trail has done. There's just been so much cool variety. That's Matthew Lake. There's North Sister that I just came around, and I was not too long ago around that crater. And here's a good view of what I'm going through very soon. All of that black stuff is just pure lava. So the trail, where is it? The trail's gonna go, I think, in between right along those little tree islands. And then between that one's Little Belknap and Big Belknap, and I'll just go right between them. And then there's Mount Washington. In a bit of a burn section now. I'm cold soaking this Bear Creek chili mix again. It worked pretty well last time, although I think I did soak it for like 4 hours, and this time it won't be as long, so there might be a few more crunchy bits this time. We'll see. My last water source for a while. I think I just saw a coyote. I was coming around the trail in this kind of narrow spot, and all of a sudden I think he saw me and turned around, and so all I saw was his little butt running away. Yeah, I think it was a coyote. And this is Mackenzie Pass. Mount Washington poking up, and then here's where I'm going. There's a cool observatory tower just up the road, built entirely with lava rocks from the area, of course. And I am now headed into about 8 miles of completely barren wasteland lava with maybe some trees every once in a while. And I've timed my entry for the hottest, most exposed part of the day, 1 p.m., but it's September and the temperatures are only mid-60s, and so I think that that is going to be totally fine. But first is a nice little forest walk through the 2 tree islands. I'm now crossing between the 2 tree islands. There's this little bit of lava between the 2 of them. That sounds really, really good. All right, I'm leaving my last tree island. It's really hard to see, but lava rock is very hard to walk on. Not technically challenging, but it's very ankle turny. You have to concentrate every single little step. A few trees did try to grow here. I don't know why they bothered. There's just nothing except for the mountains. It all is lava. That's Belknap Crater. And just across from it is Little Belknap Crater. I think that's it. I got a little bit of service, so I think the Belknap area erupted maybe 1,500 years ago, maybe as long ago as 3,000, which compared to, what was it, 12,000 for Brown and 30,000 for Thielsen, I think. So this feels very recent in geologic time, so that must be why it's still completely barren. There hasn't been enough time for there to be any like soil or dirt buildup that the trees can grow in. And sometimes little shapes emerge. This feels appropriate. My volcano pop rocks while I walk through the lava. This whole area has been nothing but lava, but at the foot of these lava flows are a few little tent sites. So I actually really love the lava and find it very fascinating, but I think it should be like a quarter day, maybe third day, maybe half day adventure. When it starts to feel like the entire day, that's too much lava. I'm ready to be done with lava. But right when I was starting to feel that, I got into this, which is a burn and exposed. But like I said, it's September and it's warm but not too hot. So anyway, I'm very happy because there's no lava here. There's Mount Washington. Now I get to have a break in the shade of live trees. Also, today is town day. I'm coming into the Big Lake Youth Center. Hopefully I can access things. I was told that the hiker services are open until 9 p.m. There's just a hut that we can go in. I don't know if I'm gonna arrive too late for check-in. Hopefully, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going there tonight. I'm a little over 4 miles away. It's kind of windy. And I'm about to eat the very last of my food. This is it. This is all I have, except for some honey sticks that I'm keeping for breakfast on my other resupplies. I wonder if these plants are what I'm thinking they are. Like the bear grass ones? I've noticed that sometimes when I have a question about plants, I just speak it into the world, and sometimes an answer finds its way to me. So I thought I was alone when I was looking at that plant and wondering if it was bear grass, but I was not, because 20 feet away were a couple of hunters. And after I said, "Is this bear grass?" they said, "Yes, it is." And I was a little startled. But then they also gave me some cool information. They said that the bear grass holds water for a long time in the like flowery parts that are usually really white and big. And that was relevant to them because that's how the elk are getting water. They were wondering because there's no water in this area. It's totally dry. But that's how. Taking a little side trail to the Big Lake Youth Camp. This place is so nice. They let hikers stay here for free. during the day, it's a 9 to 9 kind of deal. But yeah, a kitchen for us, charging, hiker box, shower and laundry. And then they've got our packages here. There's the laundry. We have these nice showers and everything. The Big Lake Youth Camp is wonderful, but they can't have too many people on site, so they ask us to camp just off the property, which is where I am, and I'm set up in my little cowboy spot. But here's my shirt. It's been mended, but it's now getting very frayed and some holes up here. And I think I can still fix it, but it's getting worse every single day. So I do have a plan for tomorrow.